Our fourth and final Bellator welterweight tournament quarterfinal, Chris Lozano versus Lyman Good. Jimmy, here's our tale of the tape.
And you see the record there, 6-0 for Chris Lozano, but look at that, 10-1, and it's that one that looms so huge in the mind of Lyman Good. He wants to bury that with an 11th victory.
Jimmy's Inner Circle is presented by the new Matthew McConaughey film, The Lincoln Lawyer, in theaters everywhere, March 18th.
Well, can Good rebound? You never know how a fighter will deal with his first loss. Good's confidence may be a key in this fight. Lozano has heavy hands. We saw against Yoshida the SKO power. He feels his stand-up is the key to the fight. Don't overlook experience. Good has been the Bellator champ before and knows how to win big fights. Look for him to bring all of that experience into the cage.
Championships on MTV2 tonight from Taji Palace Hotel and Casino. Now present the final fight of the welterweight tournament quarterfinal round. Brought to you by The Lincoln Lawyer, starring Matthew McConaughey and showing in theaters everywhere March 18th. And now inside the cage, 3 5-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'1", he weighed in at 170.5 pounds. As a professional, he stands undefeated at 6-0. From Cleveland, Ohio, introducing Chris, the Cleveland Assassin Lozano. And across the cage is adversary, fighting out of the blue corner at 6 foot even, weighed in at 170.75 pounds. His professional record, 10 victories against a single defeat. From Manhattan, New York, the former Bellator World Welterweight Champion, Lyman Cyborg Good. And the referee for this contest, Jason Herzog.
Fighters, gone over the rules in the back. There are no final questions from you, Blue. No final questions from you, Red. Touch gloves, come out ready to fight.
The winner of this quarterfinal joins Brent Weidman, Rick Hahn, and Jay Hiron in the semifinal round of Bellator's welterweight tournament here in season number 4. This is quarterfinal number 4.
Are you ready?
Chris Lozano was in the black trunks with the red trim. Lyman Good in the long black trunks. Jason Herzog is the referee, round number 1. Our Bellator fight clock is presented by PSP. Step your game up. PSP now just 129.
See Lyman Good taking the center, trying to put Lozano's back up against the fence. I can see already both guys have a lot of respect for the power of the other fighter.
Lozano told us that he believes that whoever looks to initiate the takedown is getting the worst of things in the stand-up. Lozano said he wants to keep this fight standing.
One thing that never ceases to amaze me about Lyman Good, the guy is a physical beast. He is so big, so strong for this weight class. Lozano
did concede to us in our talk with him, Jimmy, that Good is stronger. He felt that he had an advantage in every other category, but absolute strength. Good in our fighter meeting had a great quote. He said, "I'm freed from the pressure of being champion and undefeated." He said, "I am so much more relaxed now." Jimmy, talk about that. You only had one loss in your pro MMA career by decision, but talk about being undefeated and those expectations of having to win and win.
It weighs on guys differently. I'm of the opinion, and this may sound weird, that it's almost better to have a loss early in your career. Start out 3-1, 4-1. You know what it's like. You know it's part of the sport. A lot of guys do not take it well when they lose after 15-0, a nice run. But it's hard to stay undefeated in MMA, if not impossible. None of the top guys are.
Lozano on his bicycle, feinting coming forward with the left hand. Two very, very powerful 170-pounders. And again, Good, the inaugural Bellator world champion at 170 pounds. And Jimmy, of the 8 men who entered this season 4 tournament, he's the only one that's actually won a Bellator tournament.
That's true, and that experience is a big factor. You see here a lot of redness around the left eye of Chris Lozano. That jab of Goods is being very effective.
We will be live right here on MTV2 next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time. Bellator 36 from Shreveport, Louisiana. All 4 bouts in the lightweight tournament quarterfinal round.
Both guys, I think, here trying to counterpunch, trying to find those gaps in their opponent's style.
Good kick by Good. Good overhand right by Lozano.
You see Good trying to come up and use that right uppercut, that power uppercut. That's his favorite inside punch. He's very good with it.
Both men talked about a stand-up fight. That's what we're getting. Good slowly trying to walk down Lozano.
That positioning is important. If all things are equal, if everything's the same, nobody lands any big shots, it's a back and forth battle, the judges remember who was aggressive, who was dictating, who was moving forward.
Simultaneous kicks. Good went down. He was more off balance than anything as he threw a kick of his own and was caught.
Now Lozano now taking the center of the cage. In a close fight, that's important.
Good said that he really wanted to sit in the pocket. Absolutely crowd Lozano, negate that power in the stand-up.
Lozano getting a little wild with that right hand. Another thing you have to look at is Lozano, 6 fights, 6 knockouts. He hasn't been in the deep water. How is he going to handle those late in the 3rd round, long attrition battles? Good's been there before.
Another effective thigh kick by Lyman Good. And again, Good's last fight, last October, when he relinquished his title, he lost a 5-round unanimous decision versus Ben Askren. It's about the toughest 25 minutes in pro sports, I think, or amateur sports for that matter, 25 minutes in MMA.
Especially with Ben Askren on top of you, that doesn't make it any easier.
Good said that he was obsessed with watching that fight over and over and over again.
He said even his mom was critical. Even his mom gave him advice saying you should have done this, you should have done that. See Lozano loosening up a little bit. Oh, good counter right by Lyman Good.
Beautiful right by Good. In fact, that's the best punch thrown by either man here in round number 1. We are now deep into this opening round. Undefeated Chris Lozano versus Bellator's former 170-pound world champion Lyman Good. At stake, the 4th and final spot in the welterweight tournament quarterfinals, semifinals, I beg your pardon. Heading into round number 2 of this final welterweight tournament quarterfinal. Chris Lozano in the black and red trunks, Lyman Good in the long black trunks. Round number 2. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
A very close first round, but I gave it 10-9 to Lyman Good. I think he landed a little more effectively and took the center of the cage throughout most of that fight. It's important. A lot of judges score aggression. Ring generalship.
Chris Lozano actually compared fighting in a Bellator tournament to the Kumite in the outstanding Jean-Claude Van Damme 1988 film Bloodsport. Jimmy, I recently watched that. Paco has some sweet Muay Thai.
Oh, he certainly did.
Should have defeated Van Damme in the semifinals.
Ah, well.
Good right to the body by Good.
It's a very liberal use of the word outstanding, but that's cool. Nice knee by Lozano. And that's a lot of times where you feel that strength is in these clinch positions. Good must feel like an anaconda in there.
Nice left jab by Lozano.
Oh, you see that bothered Good, hit him right in the eye. Lozano, I think, being a little more aggressive in this first round.
Good trading on the inside. That's what he meant when he said he wanted to sit in the pocket.
Well, that was off a missed right hand by Rick. I'm sorry, I'm about to say Rick Hahn by Chris Lozano. Good went inside on it, landed a few punches.
Good, so tough to bully about. Knee by Lozano as he goes backwards. And there's the strength of Lyman Good.
Yeah, you see Good just so strong. Pressing Lozano up against the cage, not giving him any space at all.
Knee by Lyman Good. It's almost a shoulder strike there by Good on the butt of the chin.
Oh, good rib shot by Lozano. Oh, good right hand by Good.
Good now stepping forward.
I think Lozano's still hurt.
Then Good just missing with that left hand.
See Lozano blinking. I don't know if he still has all his wits about him.
Best exchange of this fight. Good really landing there.
And it's the first time either fighter has really been hurt.
I believe Lozano's mouthpiece just came out. It was spotted by referee Jason Herzog. It did. You see Lozano's mouthpiece is out now. Herzog has to wait for a neutral position.
I see Lozano has his eyes very tightly shut. I'm wondering if there's a problem there.
Don't grab the fence. Don't grab the fence.
Warning to Lyman, good from referee Jason Herzog, grabbing the Bellator cage fence.
I think he might be cut around his left eye. Can't really tell, but he is squinting very, very hard.
Lyman, you're grabbing the fence. No more warnings. Let's go, guys.
Knees from Good onto the outside of the left thigh of Chris Lozano. Lozano's mouthpiece still out. This is great refereeing by Herzog because, again, you have to wait for a neutral position. In boxing and MMA, a lot of referees just want to jump in there. You can't be rewarded for losing your mouthpiece, intentionally or unintentionally. It was unintentional there by Lozano.
Good pressure by Lyman Good, though. Keeping Lozano up against the fence.
All right, guys, keep moving or I'm going to stop you.
Good showing the strength.
Stop there. Yeah, fighter, mouthpiece. Mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece now is going to go in for Lozano. It's the left eye that's giving him trouble, Jimmy.
Now that is difficult. Totally takes away your depth perception. Hard to tell exactly where Lyman Good is.
Right hand by Lozano. We'll see if Good can take advantage. That left eye of Chris Lozano was a disaster right now.
But Good, though, being very passive, not really pressing the advantage. Even though Chris Lozano can't really see the right-hand attack of Lyman Good, which is the power side.
That left eye is virtually shut.
It's completely shut to me. I think he's squinting it. There might be a cut around the lid. He is circling. He's in defensive mode right now. He just doesn't quite know where Lyman Good is with that eye injury. I think Lyman Good needs to get a little bit more aggressive. He has the advantage. They might fix this in between rounds. You never know.
Good stepping forward, just missing with that right hand. Closing stages of minute 10 of this fight.
Lozano really off his game because of that eye.
Good coming in at the big takedown by Lyman Good.
Man, not a real technical takedown, but he is so strong.
The end of round number 2, and we'll see what happens to Chris Lozano.
Have a look-see.
What will the ringside physician employed by the state of California say about Lozano's left eye?
Stay outside.
This fight will continue. We will go to our third and final round.
Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready? Let's fight.
The final round of the quarterfinal round. A capacity crowd in attendance here at the Tachi Palace Hotel and Casino in Lemoore, California. This Bellator Fighting Championships makes its debut live nationwide in the United States on MTV2. Chris Lozano is in the black and red trunks. Lyman Good is in the long black trunks. And that's Good with the takedown. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
I have it 2-0 for Lyman Good. He's doing well with his boxing. That eye, I think, definitely sealed him that second round. First round was much closer.
Lozano going for the standing jump guillotine, just simply slid over the top.
Now Good has outstanding ground and pound, but pops up. That's a little bit strange. I'm surprised. Thought he'd want to stay on top and maybe bang a little bit.
Good apparently feels that he's getting the better of things, dominantly so in the stand-up, doesn't want to play on the ground.
I would say he's getting the better of things. I wouldn't call it exactly dominant. Lozano's still very dangerous on the feet.
Right hand by Good.
A good throw by Chris Lozano, but Lyman Good back to his feet. Now Lozano going for the guillotine.
Again, Lozano looking to finish. Close guard guillotine.
The arm is in. That is very difficult to finish, especially against someone as experienced and as strong as Lyman Good, and he's out.
Good just popping his head free with a lot of power, technique and power. Jimmy, I think that Good feels he's dominating in this stand-up. I'm not saying he is, but I think he believes so, mainly because of the eye trouble that Lozano is experiencing.
But this is where Lozano is most dangerous. There's always that right-hand counter can catch him coming in.
Good uppercut by Lozano, then the body kick. Counter right hand on the inside by Good. And again, that's what he talked about, Good sitting in the pocket and throwing.
Good trying to wear Lozano out here, pushing him against the fence.
Jimmy, Lozano's eye definitely looks better here in the third round than it did in the second round.
That's what cut men are for.
It's essentially completely shut in round number 2. And again, Rob Monroe, Dean Lassiter, I can't say their names enough, the 2 best cut men in the business employed by Bellator. They don't work for the fighters, they work for the company. They're with us every single week. Good uppercut by Lyman, Good.
Nice short shots. Keeping the pressure on Chris Lozano. He's not slowing down. I think he took the first 2 rounds, but he's not fighting like that. He's keeping the pressure on Chris Lozano. I think that's a good strategy.
Short left hand by Good. Lozano trying to turn his man and throwing a right and a left. Lozano going for the single leg shot, negated by Good. Both men back to their feet. And there's the power of Lyman Good, Jimmy. Good holding the waist cinch in a suplex position. He's liking the stand-up. I don't think he's going to go for a suplex.
Oh, nice knee.
We heard that. That was a crushing knee. That's about 5 feet in front of us.
Wow, that caught him right in the eye, too. Right in the eye that is already hurt. Rolling for a submission, but Lyman Good's not falling for that.
Lozano trying to somersault to better position, possibly to a submission position. Couldn't find it. 15th and final minute of this bout. The debut of Bellator Fighting Championships live across the United States on MTV2. Closing stages of our 4th and final quarterfinal round bout in the welterweight tournament.
For the ears, fighter, and for those ears.
Lyman Good, the former champion, looking to take a step.
Now he has his back.
Title.
Has his back, has the arm underneath. Can't see if it's under the chin. I don't think it is yet. He has a vicious rear naked choke.
And that's what Lyman Good is looking for, the rear naked choke finish. Lozano just playing defense, trying to hold on and waiting for the closing bell. You see Good flattening out Lozano.
Watch the back of the head.
There won't be time to finish. This will go to the judges' scorecards.
Impressive performance by the former champ, Lyman Good.
When we return, we will learn the name of the 4th and final semifinalist. The winner will either be Chris Lozano or the former champion, Lyman Good.
For the decision, we'll go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jackie Miller scores the fight 29-28, while judges Abe Bellardo and Marcos Rosales both scored the fight the same at 30-27. All for the winner by unanimous decision, the 4th semifinalist in the welterweight tournament, Lyman Cyborg Good.
I'm here with your winner, Lyman Good. Congratulations. How good does it feel to get that win? Does it help you come back from the pain of last season?
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, this is me redeeming myself from a loss. So I feel like I had a lot to prove to myself more than I did to other people watching. You know?
Now, it seems like as the fight progressed, you got stronger, you got more confident, started finding your range. Is that how it felt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of fighter where the longer I take you out into, you know, deep territory with the rounds going to the 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, I feel like my best assets come to the surface, you know, my conditioning and my strength. I actually get stronger and better as, you know, the longer I get into a fight.
Now, Chris Lozano, you saw he had an eye injury, his eye was swelling up, but he stayed with it. He landed some good shots in that 3rd round. Did he surprise you with his tenacity?
No, you know what? It didn't surprise me at all. You know, coming from an outstanding guy like him, especially with his stand-up, I hope this loss doesn't take away anything from him as a fighter. He's a great fighter, tough as nails, man. I'm hoping to actually see him myself back in the ring. You know?
Now, the semifinal round is set. You know who's going in. Is there anybody you want to face, or any thoughts on the next round?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know, whoever gets in the way. Right now, I'm thinking he's get to that top. So anybody you put in front of me, I'm ready for.
Hey, let's hear it for your winner, Lyman Good. Congratulations, man.